What's up, you guys? This is the voice of YouTube's very own Shadow the Hedgehog here, coming at you with the one, the only interview with Johnny Gioeli from Crush 40, Hardline, Axel Paul Rudy. You know, amazing singer, amazing guy. I had Mizu here joining me on this.
Yep. Hello.
And we interviewed him for quite a while, so this is a lengthy video, but it's a good video. I had fun, and I'm happy. I'm satisfied with how it came out. So you guys are going to enjoy this. So get some snacks. You know, blast some Crush 40 while you're watching this and
listening to this.
Yeah. Enjoy, guys.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys have questions for me? I'm ready.
All right. So, of course, my audience is, of course, more. They know you for Crush 40.
Okay, cool.
But I like to get to know everything a musician that I respect is into. So I listen to everything from Hardline.
Cool.
Which I gotta say, you can't go wrong with any of the music you touch, man. Like,
Thank you. Well, I don't know about that. There's probably a lot of wrong on my recording machines in the studio here, but thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. Well, look, you guys know me for so many years now. I give my heart and soul to the music, and I do my best with everything. And so, Hardline. Well, let's talk Crush 40 first. That Crush 40 event, that anniversary show, blew my mind just as much as it blew Crush 40 fans and Sega fans and Sonic fans, because I didn't. I'm always reminded about how great of a community and like the history and the memory, and it's a lot of people's childhood. It's our past and it's our present too. And but it's always such an amazing reminder to me of how amazing this community is. It blew my mind. So we start right there. I thought the event was incredible, and it was such a reminder of how epic some of these songs are. And I think will always be. And that's the point. They'll always be epic. You can't deny or take it away. And I didn't realize that as the singer and songwriter with for Crush 40 with Jun Sonoe. It took a lot of years for me to realize how important the music was in all of our lives, in these games and in this community. So that's what I've got to say about that. It's always an amazing reminder when you have over 1 million people. That's not like 100 people, 200, 1,000. 1 million people worldwide. And even when I'm on my shows, I'm doing a show for maybe Hardline show or Axel Rudy Pell show, there's always a major chunk of the audience that are Crush 40 fans. I love that.
Funny enough, I was actually going to ask you if how much of your audience found you because of Sonic the Hedgehog and Crush 40 and all that, and if they followed you with your other projects like Hardline or the freaking awesome Maestro. I hope I don't screw his name up. Axel.
Yep, Axel Rudy Pell. Yep. So yeah, funny enough, man. So I'll give you a time period. So this was pre-COVID. I did a show in where was I? St. Petersburg, Russia, and I did a show in Moscow also. And I am going to tell you, and it was a sold-out show. First time I ever played in Russia. I did this I actually performed at the Kremlin Palace, like where Putin has his office in the palace. And I did a show there for the people for it's kind of like the Russian Grammy Awards. It was an awards show, and we were invited to perform a slow song called Glory Night. And it was really cool. It was amazing, red carpet and all this stuff. But what I realized was half the audience was like Crush 40 fans. And same thing in St. Petersburg after the show. Yeah, I mean, with the Sonic shirts on, and and so I'm going back. Hopefully, I'm trying to get there in August to do a big fan forum Sonic event in St. Petersburg. And yeah, so to answer your question, usually a good number of fans in the audience are crushers. I call you guys my crushers, and everything is kind of cross pollinated. So, like Crush 40 fans in the early days, they didn't really know too much about Hardline or Axl, but now the more they listen and follow social media and all that kind of good stuff, it's all cross pollinated. Crush 40 fans are Hardline fans, are Axl Rudy Pell fans, are Crush 40 fans, and I'm just so grateful, man. I have such a great music life. I'm so grateful.
And what was so great about that event was, for me, I love hearing when rock or metal bands play with an orchestra, and hearing Live and Learn with that orchestra going. It was like, it made my hairs raise up on my arms.
Me
that
too.
That was amazing.
I still watch it. Yeah, it was cool, right, Sam? I'm going to tell you something about it. I was nervous about it first, and here's why. So when you have a song like Live and Learn, which is just iconic, epic, and I didn't really know, I'm going to tell you guys the honest to God truth, I really didn't know that it was a good song. I even asked June, I said, June, is it good? He goes, it's great. But I didn't realize how good the song was, because as an artist, sometimes, we always question, is it good enough? Was I powerful enough? Are the lyrics good enough? You make yourself crazy as an artist. But what I was afraid of was when you've got something that works so great, like you guys will admit, that song is epic. A Live and Learn for the time period and for the games, right?
Oh yeah.
And I was afraid to change it. And I would say to June, are you sure? An orchestra, and oh my God, are you sure we should? It's like, don't fix it if it's not broken, right? That old cliche, don't fix it if it's not broken. I was afraid that we would break the song, but the opposite happened. It became even more like, wow, Live and Learn. I'm like, holy shit. But I was pretty amazed with it. And now I just see the whole thing so vividly as a theater show. Come on, let's do it. Be perfect.
Yeah, I mean, despite you guys being, away, it was like you were in the room with June and them just belting your heart out.
Totally, we did. I mean, that's how we had to do it. It was very difficult to do. But they were in Japan. I was here in Connecticut. And we made it happen. It was not easy, but we had great technical people, helping us, and it was exhausting. But so I will tell you that. So I recorded that and all that video. So my video was shot on my iPhone, and it was in my closet. I have a really massive closet. That's where that was done. Can you believe that? It's crazy.
You wouldn't have thought that was in a closet.
That was in my closet. Yes.
It freaking looked like a studio.
Yeah, it did.
I thought you had it, I thought you recorded in like a personal studio or something, because it reminded me of a studio in the back because of like the dark walls and all that.
Yeah, no, it was no. That was in I had this massive closet. It might as well just be like a bedroom, and I threw up a black curtain and said, okay, add a little bit of light, and we have to do this for the people. So it was pretty interesting for me. I've never done anything quite like that.
I read something very interesting about your about your club days in LA. Something about you, I believe it was at the Roxy, about you actually broke the doors and the Van Halen's record of attendance.
True
Or,
story. Yeah. So I left I lived in Pennsylvania for a while. That's where I went to school. And in my, let's see, I was my junior year, so 11th grade, I left school. I finished my 11th grade. I got my GED diploma. And because I'm not recommending anyone does that, I'm just saying that's what I had to do because I needed to pursue my music career. So I don't know if you guys know this. So I was playing professional music starting at 11 years old. I was literally playing nightclubs and shows and events at 11. I was playing the drums and singing back there, playing the drums. And then when I left school, we we head out to we bought this old tour bus and redid it and worked on it, and oh my god, it was horrible. But we lived on that bus in Los Angeles, and that's when we really worked hard to create a big fan following, and we did that. We did that in a short amount of time. The band was called Brunette because we had collectively 17 feet of hair, which is just hair, and so yeah, we quickly became the largest club draw ever, and we would sell out in like 20 minutes. Shows sold out. And what's odd about that is usually all the bands that were doing really well in Los Angeles got record deals, but we never did. It was kind of weird, and I know why. Our music just wasn't ready. We just weren't ready. We're still growing and learning, and that's life, you know. But yeah, that's a true story. We broke all those attendance records. I never forget when we would have a Hollywood show. It was like a sporting event. There'd be all kinds of spotlights that you could see in Hollywood, and it was crazy. And I was young. I was how young was I? 18, 19 years old, and that was happening. And so Hardline didn't happen until my early 20s. So we kind of dissolved Brunette because Brunette never got a record deal, and my brother and I just went on to form what would be known as today as Hardline. That was our baby that we built. So yeah, a lot of years, guys, a lot of hard work and oh gosh, just nonstop. But I love it. That's what I do.
I mean, yeah, it's crazy how during the '80s you had all these different genres of music going on at the same time. You had pop, you had rock, and then you have the various genres of metal that was being created. Like, there's freaking Metallica that started out in LA, and then they moved, and then they went over to the Bay Area.
Yeah.
And then Guns N' Roses, which Slash is actually the reason why I started playing guitar. I'm a guitar player. I've been playing for 11 years.
Oh, cool. I've got good memories of Slash. So I remember when we were back in LA, like we would go to some of the hangouts, like the Cat House, and the Guns N' Roses guys would come in. And I'm going to tell you a little Guns N' Roses story. So, those guys never really drew a lot of people in clubs. No one really cared. It wasn't until Appetite for Destruction that they became, massive. But in LA, they were not really a big band at all. Like they didn't pack clubs or anything like that. It was just so crazy. But then I remember Hardline. We were on a promotional tour. We were in where were we? In Germany, and it was cool because backstage we went to a Guns N' Roses and Soundgarden show, and backstage there was Slash on a blanket, like having a picnic. And I never forget, Neil, Sean, and myself sat there on the blanket with him and just talking music. It was just Slash, just like me, just normal guy, just talking about music. And so So yeah, it was just really interesting to sit there and go, wait a minute, I'm talking to Slash. But I've had that happen to me a lot of times in the UK, sitting with Brian May from Queen and talking. I mean, that's crazy. And my wife and I have this funny story. I remember playing Wembley. This was for Hardline, and my wife said, "Look at that guy over there. He thinks he's Roger Daltrey from The Who." And I said to her, "Honey, that is Roger Daltrey from The Who." So it's just kind of cool that when you get to a certain musical level, we're kind of all together. I remember running into the guitar player from Metallica, not James, the other guy. Can't think of his name.
Kirk Hammett.
Yes. Yeah, and ran into him at the Burbank Airport in California. And I was with Neil Sean, and he was like, "Hey, Neil, hey, man, how you doing? Hey, man, I got this killer guitar sound, and we're working at this studio called such and such." And he was so excited. Now, at this point, he's mega star, like mega, like universe mega. He was so excited to talk about his guitar sound, and like it was his first day in the studio. And I remember that, and I think that's what it's all about, you guys. It's about being humble and grateful for the opportunity to make music and to be able to share it. And if it wasn't for you guys, fans, journalists, everyone involved, I would just be like another voice. And there's a lot of great voices out there. Watch some of the television, the American Idols and The Voice. There's lots of great voices out there that never get heard. So every day I wake up, I am like the most grateful person to be able to continue this now. I'm going to tell you, like over 40 years and 95 albums I've made. 95. And I just signed another 6-album deal. So, I mean, to be able to wake up and say, wow, I'm going to work on music today and have the responsibility, that's important to me, to make music that really affects people. And, like the Crush 40 songs, I'm All of Me, What I'm Made Of, Live and Learn, on and on and on. Those are with us forever. It's a relationship that, unlike a relationship you have with a person, relationship with music can't be broken. It can't leave you. It can't divorce you. It can't break up with you. It's forever. So I'm really grateful that I can that I have this career and I have this way of making music, and that everyone accepts it. It's one thing making it, but having it accepted, that's like a whole nother thing. Anyway, I could keep talking and talking and talking. Tell me more. Tell me more.
What's crazy about I Am All of Me and What I'm Made Of, they are actually my channel intro and my channel outro.
Awesome. Why?
Well, I mean, I voice Shadow and Sonic on my YouTube channel. And, I Am All of Me is Shadow's theme song, and What I'm Made Of is very much, Sonic versus Metal Sonic.
Yeah.
And it's like, why not? It fits.
Yeah. And so this is kind of interesting. So I'm All of Me. So why did I write it that way, like the lyrical content, if you wanted to get deep into that? So the new Hardline album that I have coming out July 9th, the new Hardline record's called Heart, Mind, and Soul. And everything I do, I try to take full responsibility in, because I love people so much. I really do. All shapes, sizes, ages, colors, religions, I don't care. I just love people, right? And anyone who knows me knows this. And I'm All of Me is sort of this wanting everyone to understand that you have value and you have purpose. It's just a matter of finding what that is. You know what I mean? And so I'm All of Me is, of course, in the character theme, we understand what that's all about. But in the real life scenario, the ground underneath your feet, you own that. That's yours. Who you are, what you want to do, your purpose, your value, and understanding that you have all of those things. That's what that song's about. I'm All of Me. You don't have to worry about anything outside of you, no comparisons to other people. You have to realize the value that you have and what your purpose is. And some people are lost with what their purpose is, and that's okay. But it's knowing that you have one that's most important. So it's interesting how I'm All of Me, and then the new Hardline record, Heart, Mind, and Soul, it all works together. And I'm really putting a lot of focus this year and 2022 as we really start to do a lot of touring on the mental health issues that this entire world faces. I didn't realize until COVID hit, when I'm sitting watching a lot of television, like all of us did because we were all locked down, that a third of this entire world suffers from mental health issues. And I said, you know what? I want to help because I don't have those issues. I don't know what it feels like, but I can understand that they exist and I can do something to try to help. So all the songs that I've been writing lately, and a lot of the new record with Hardline, Heart, Mind, and Soul, and even the Crush 40 songs, there's all the undertone of positive reinforcement and optimistic views of things, because that's the way I am. I wake up, I jump out of bed, I'm like, let's go, I'm ready. I'm like my own freaking character, and so it's important to me that in the next couple of years that I put out music that I feel a good sense of responsibility for, and I feel like I'm helping people, and I hope I am, and I hope the listeners really dig deep into the lyrics and they use it to their benefit, because like I said, music is ours. It can't be taken from us. It just absolutely cannot. There's a song on the new Hardline record called We Belong. I'll just explain it to you guys for a second. When people hear that song, they're going to think, oh, it's about a relationship between a couple. It's not at all. We Belong is about the relationship between song and man. And that can never be broken. It can't divorce you. It can't break up with you. It can't run away from you. It can't depart you. It can't leave you alone. It cannot. That relationship that you have with song is yours. It's yours forever. It's like the tattoo I don't have. I don't have tattoos. But anyway, it's like that. So I'm really excited to get new music out to everyone, and also just relive and get in touch with all the music that we remember from our childhoods and we still, enjoy today.
Yeah, it's crazy how much the world changed in a freaking year.
Oh, yep. Yeah.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was going to see a concert last year, and the whole COVID happened right before my sister bought the tickets. I was going to see Korn and Faith No More.
Right. Good concert.
And it didn't happen because, well,
COVID hit.
Yeah, COVID changed it. Yeah, it's kind of scary how life can change in a flash, and how many things were affected by COVID. So musically, of course, live shows didn't happen. But think about this. Think about all the stage hands, the technicians, the sound people, the sound companies, the lighting companies, the trussing companies, the busing companies, the trucking companies, the promoters, the advertisers, the people who make posters, the people who print the tickets. There is just a massive list, and that's just musically, of how people were affected emotionally and financially. I mean, it's still crazy. Look, guys, I'm trying to get out of here in August to start my tour, a Hardline tour, and I have solo shows in Russia. I'm doing some Sonic community events in St. Petersburg and in Moscow, and I don't know that I'm going to get there. it's getting bad again, and with the restrictions, I just forced to cancel a show in Germany because the restrictions there, you have to sit in a chair. And I'm not having the audience sit in a chair, and I'm not going to sit in a chair and perform. Yeah, it's just crazy, right? Could you imagine? Okay, if I was going to read a book to the audience, I could sit in a chair, but I'm not going to, I'm all of me, and then in a chair. Doesn't work.
No.
So total chaos and craziness.
Jeez.
Now I know that during the live stream, you said one of your favorite songs is "Night of the Wind." What is your favorite Crush 40 song? Like the favorite, the top.
Okay, so I love some of the songs for what they are in the game and the way we wrote them. And then I love songs for the way they work live. And I love playing live. So for me, what I'm made of is my absolute to date favorite song because it's so powerful. And again, it's about our community. Let me show you what I'm made of. We all stick together. This whole Sonic community is one massive worldwide family. Think about it. Think about just the anniversary show, right? Over 1 million people. We're all loving the same thing. That's a family. So what I'm made of, for sure, that's number one. Number two is, can I go to number two?
Sure, yeah. Go for it.
Number two is Live and Learn because of its, can I call it epicness? Because it just was the song that just really catapulted Crush 40. And then next is I Am, again for the power and the placement. And okay, I'll stop. That's my because I love them all, but that's my top three.
Now, this is going to be a bit of a hard question for you because you've written songs for both Hedgehogs. Who do you prefer, Shadow or Sonic?
I knew you were going to ask that. I knew you were going to ask that question. I knew it. Gosh, guys. I think I'm going to have to go Sonic because it all started there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sticking with Sonic. So guys, you got to remember that when June Sonoya got me involved, I didn't understand. I was not a gamer. I didn't play any of these games. I didn't know any of the games prior to my involvement. I didn't know anything. I had listen, when I was a kid, I had Frogger and Pong, and we played bing, boom, bing, boop. I mean, that's all I had, and so I never really got into any of the games. Isn't that bizarre? I've never played any of them. I played All Stars Racing, Sonic or Sega's All Star Racing. That's it. And I don't even know if I have any music in that game. I don't even know. So all my games are still wrapped. They're all the original, and I've never played them. Here's the other reason. I'm kind of afraid. I don't want to learn too much about what you guys know internally with the game because I'm afraid that it might affect the way I write. I always want to write with no bias. I don't want to love, Sonic more than Eggman more than another character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to. Yeah. When I write the song, I want to be completely neutral to the game, and I'm just writing for that scene like it's a movie, and that's how it actually happens. The creators send me storyboards. They're drawings. For Live and Learn, I still have them. I wish I could show the fans because it's really cool. I got a bunch of paper, mailed to me, not even emailed or anything, and it was drawings. And then a little block, and it would say, okay, Sonic is doing this, blah, 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 blah. It was in Japanese and it was in English. And there'd be another picture. They actually played out what the scene was going to look like and told me how they wanted to feel. And then I'd go into the studio and just get all creative crazy. So if I know too much about the games, I'm afraid that the writing might be different. So that's just me being my weird creative musician thing, you know.
That's totally fine, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I get it.
You get it, right? Yeah. Sam, you get it?
Yeah, I
Sam,
get it.
You get my weirdness?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's... Guys, I mean, the fact that Sonic's been around for 30 years is nuts.
It's nuts. Yeah. It's crazy.
Now, obviously, I don't know if you can answer this or not, but I'm sure that my audience would want to know. Is Crush 40 going to get involved with the new Sonic game at all?
So I wish I could give you a really good answer. My answer is going to be terrible. And the answer is I don't know. Sometimes, and the I don't know means I really don't know. Sometimes I'm the last to know. And all of a sudden, I get a phone call or an email. Hey, Johnny, we want to write a song for this particular game. It's our new one. Like for Greenlight Ride. I learned about that like the game was already like being built and the whole thing, and I got an email. We want you guys to write a song for this game. So I think the answer is I don't know, because maybe not. I really don't know yet. I'm the last to know. Believe me.
I can definitely speak for I can definitely speak for all the fans here that hopes Crush 40 is involved, because you guys are always involved with like the most epic moments in Sonic. I mean, Super Sonic and Super Shadow versus the Final Hazard, the whole fight against Metal Sonic, the perfect Chaos boss fight. I mean, the list goes on and on and on.
Yeah, it's true. I also want to be in the movie, you guys. I think that Crush 40 has contributed such a great history that we deserve to be in the new. We should have been in the first movie. What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah, me and him both agreed on that.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think that was a big swing and a miss on the movie production team. But maybe, you know, especially after seeing the results of this anniversary show and over 1 million people viewing it, maybe it'll get the attention that is deserved. I think. I mean, I'm of course I'm humble, but I think that Crush 40 has a lot to be you know, a lot invested in the epic part of these games. I just, you know, we've created a lot of songs for, you know, it's just, anyway, we'll see what happens.
Now, you guys have also redone some older Sonic songs, like Sonic Boom, which is a class.
Boom, Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom. Sorry.
It's fine. Hey, totally fine.
That's fine.
The one song I know that people brought up that they want Crush 40 to do a version of, and I might be wrong about this, is Endless Possibilities from Sonic Unleashed.
I haven't heard that. As far as I haven't heard them, the fans wanting us to do that remake. I love doing remakes. It's kind of fun because, you know, I mean, it's great writing songs, of course, and but it's also cool. There's something cool about just recreating someone else's work. You know what I mean? I don't find it. I mean, I find it to be fun and exciting. And you know, it's not like you're trying to make the new version, you know, better than what's already existing. It's just cool to put your sound to it. You know what I mean? Crush 40 has a sound, and even if we try to sound different, we sound like Crush 40. So, but I haven't heard that request yet. But I'm always open I wake up and I do music, so I'm ready. Bring it on.
Um, what is also nuts is that it's definitely the origin of the Crush 40 name, because the 40 part was because you wanted to crush 40, and the other crush part was because one of June's favorite sodas is Crush.
So the first half is completely true. I was in my young 30s, and I never wanted to turn 40 years old. Now I got to crush 60, but I can't believe that. But that's true. But I did not know about the word crush. Uh, I remember the phone call, and I was literally speaking to June, and he said we have to come up with a name. We have to change our name, and from Sons of Angels, because there's another band in England or something like that. Something, guys, we're going way back. And I said, "What about Crush 40?" And he's like, "Wow, well, what does it mean?" I go, "It doesn't really mean anything. Just I'm gonna be, I never want to turn 40, and so let's just crush it." That's how it actually happened. I don't know about the other part of what you said, but Crush 40 just came from me. I spoke to. Oh, I smell something. I think my family's cooking for lunch or something down there. It smells so good. Okay, uh, so yeah, that's how that happened. Um, I remember the conversation. I remember sitting. I was at my desk, and I had an office, and talking to June, and he said, "Yeah, man, we have to make a change," and that's what I came up with on the fly. And I remember not wanting it to really mean anything like really of great substance. I just want it to just be two cool things together. Oh, I remember June going, it would be really neat to have some kind of number in there. I'm like, okay, yeah, but how about Crush 40? And that's when he said, well, what does it mean? I go, dude, I don't want to turn 40 years old ever. And so I forever wanted to be in my 30s. And so, yeah, that's how the name came about. It's crazy.
The one thing that shocks me is with how big the Sonic fan base is, and especially how important Crush 40 is to all the Sonic fans, is that you guys have never really toured, which is nuts to me.
It's nuts to me too, bro. It's totally nuts, and I think it's we should do it. I think it was sort of on the level of unfair to the fans. That Crush 40's a real act. We um, it's a real band. We go, we play live, we can play live, we have, and we should. So it's my hope, honestly, that the result of this anniversary show will turn into some kind of major city, tour. Because I think that the fan base, I know the fan base is there, and it would just be something just so cool, especially coming out of these COVID times, to be able to go relive years that meant so much to all of us, even me as a writer. Even though I'm not intimate with the games, I'm intimate with the music within the games, and they have meaning. And so I think we should prepare something, and let's just see. We should wait a little bit, and they're all, everyone is, after this big anniversary show, everyone's really seeing the value of how these songs work live. So let's see what happens.
And if those shows if those shows do happen, I'm definitely going to bring my Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 vinyls, and I'm definitely going to have you and June sign them.
I don't even have those. I don't even have them. That would be great, and we would gladly sign them. That's for sure.
Because, I mean, gosh, those games, like, I'm actually replaying Sonic Adventure right now, and it still amazes me with how good that game is and the music.
Just all works, right? It just all works.
And what's funny though too is that Sonic always had good music since the first game, which is nuts. It's like there's a whole saying of not trying to catch the lightning in the bottle twice, but Sonic keeps putting that lightning in that bottle multiple freaking times. It's like,
yeah.
It's true. It's true. It's true. Yeah. Well, all I can say is it was an amazing opportunity that I didn't really understand until just a few years ago. I'll never forget. I was going to an event, and I got picked up at the airport, and I was traveling with a couple of like very, very well-known YouTubers, but I didn't know them, but I know that, so I sometimes forget that I'm Johnny from Crush 40 because I'm just Johnny from Crush 40. I'm no better than anyone else. And we were traveling in this van, and I said, "Hey guys, I just want to introduce myself. I'm Johnny. I'm the singer of Crush 40." And the whole van started laughing. Everyone in this van laughing. I said, "What?" They were like, "Excuse me, we know who you are, and you brought such amazing music and memories to our childhood. We know exactly who you are." And it was at that moment when I went, "Whoa, this really means something. It really means something." So I was always so grateful for the opportunity and finally understanding how mega epic it is. So it's all cool.
Would you mind asking some questions from some of my subscribers?
Not at all. Fire away. I'm running out of time because I have interviews all day today. I was just in England. I was just in Spain. I was just in Bulgaria.
All right, then.
Yep, I'm ready.
Then I'll definitely do this in a fire style. Okay.
Okay.
A subscriber that goes by Neptunia asks, "What got you into music?"
Oh, so that's a pretty easy one to answer. I have an older brother, Joe, that I was in the band Hardline with, and it seems like you always want to do what your older sibling is doing. So my brother was involved in music. He had like a high school band, and I just said, "Wow, I want to do that too." And I was little too. He's older than me, and so yeah, that's how, because I saw my brother play music, I wanted to also play music too.
All right. My friend Kylie asks, "Do you watch anime, and if so, what are your favorites?"
Say that one more time. The computer cut out on me.
Okay. My friend Kylie asks, "Do you watch anime, and if so, what are your favorites?"
So that's an easy one to answer, and the answer is no, I don't. I don't watch. So, so I have no favorite. I don't. I'm too busy. I'm so busy. Sorry.
I mean, you could have said Sonic X, because in the Japanese version they have Live and Learn playing, which they never did in the American version of it, which irritates me.
Yeah, that's true. I could have, but again, I'm not that I'm not that intimate with each game that I would even know that. I want to remain for you guys Crush 40 and the epic music, and I'll let you guys do all the playing of the games and all the interpretation of the games. I do my part and you guys do your part, kind of like that. It's fun.
My friend Sebi asked, "What and who inspired you to do what you do today?" And I think you kind of already answered that already.
Yeah, kind of, sort of, but I also have, my like I'm a fan of like old school rock and roll guys like Ronnie James Dio, and I listen to all kinds of music. I like Pink, and I like Frank Sinatra, and I listen to jazz, and I like the artistry of music. But I grew up, like my teenage years were were the '80s, when I was listening to Scorpions and Van Halen, and bands like that. So it was kind of those 80 bands that really inspired me to want to be like them. And then, wouldn't you know, my very first show as an international artist, I was in my young 20s. I was the support act hardline for Van Halen. So my very first show I ever did in like a major arena, like 50,000 people, was with Van Halen. So it's just kind of funny how things in your life can come, full circle. And then who would have ever thought that I'd be in like Bulgaria having dinner with the Scorpions? It's crazy how life. There is no dream that is unobtainable. Anything is possible when you just understand what your value is and figure out what your purpose is, and then everything is all relative. What's wild is the new video, and we'll get back to your questions in a second. The new video for Hardline is called Surrender, and the hook is really never surrender. And what I wanted to do in that video was to point out that we're all the same. It doesn't matter if you're a rock star or what you do. It doesn't matter how much money you have or don't have. We all have the same stress. We all have financial pain. We all have relationship problems. We all have, stress in life. We're all the same. And so that video really depicts that, life is all relative. And so, yeah, I know. I just think I'm just on this whole focus that I want people to really understand how valuable they are to themselves and how valuable they are to me. I need you guys. I need your listeners. I need everybody in my life. And I'm grateful that they're in my life. Okay, next question. Sorry.
All right. My friend Andrew asked, what are some advice you'd give to people who want to start making music?
Wow, good question. So, today's world with all this social outlet and ways that we can make music and share music, SoundCloud and on TuneCore and CD Baby. I mean, anyone can make a record, but my advice would be to do it. So you don't let nothing stop you from doing it. Be creative. And it's a growing and learning experience. So you're going to make mistakes. I've written plenty of shitty songs, pardon my French, plenty of shitty songs. And you keep writing and you get better and you get better. But I don't let fear get in the way. That's my advice. Do not let fear get in the way of creativity. Remember, being creative musically is no different than a painter with a blank canvas, and then he takes paint and he starts painting. You're painting a picture, and it doesn't have to be a certain way. It has to be the way you want it to be. And you have to write music for yourself first in hopes that it translates and people love it, right? That's always the goal. So my advice is to not be fearful of being creative, and do it. Just do it. Go for it. And be real and true to yourself. And try not to use all these computers and stuff. Just be a real artist. Sing. If it doesn't sound good, sing it again. If it doesn't, you're not perfectly in tune, play it again. But be true to yourself. And I'm going to tell you guys, honest to God, we have never used computers or anything in any Crush 40 song to make things sound better or pitch the vocals up and never, never, never. What you hear is real musicianship in a song. No computer is used to affect anything. Zero.
And in my opinion, that's how it should be.
Thank you, bro.
Yes.
I appreciate you. Thank you for saying that.
All right. Another friend of mine, Ferno, asked, what was the most cherishable moment in your life?
Oh, gosh. Okay. So let's put having kids aside, because when you become a dad, that's like a whole level of life completely that I can't even explain how awesome that is. But so I think That's a very good question. Because I have so many. I would think that going back to that very first show with Van Halen, you work as a musician. Again, I was working since I was 11 years old. And then you finally get to a place where you have this big record deal. And guys, I had a big record deal. It was one of the largest record deals. I can tell you now, it was like close to $9 million, and I was a young kid. And that was 30-year money, 30 years ago. So imagine what that was today. But walking into that arena with playing with Van Halen in 1990, my God, you guys weren't even born. Let me think, 92 or 90, yeah, 92. I realized that now it's time to work. Even though all the work I've done as a kid, and I mean, all my friends were out playing baseball and playing with toys and running around, and I was in the studio working. So when you finally get to that place, that's when the real work begins. Actually, as difficult as it sounds when I explain it, that was epic for me to realize, like, I made it. I'm here now, and now the work is staying here. So anyway, I'll never forget that feeling of walking into that arena, just like, holy Nikes, I'm here. So
Yeah, I bet. I mean, especially opening up for one of my other favorite guitar players, Eddie Van Halen, which may he rest in peace.
absolutely, R.I.P. for sure.
Okay. My friend Lisi asked, "How did you start writing music for Sonic?"
So it's interesting because we're just getting ready to post the very first, the Sega NASCAR arcade game. I found some friend of mine who's actually a journalist sent me some video footage of my music playing inside that arcade game, and I've never seen the game, the actual arcade game. So it started there, and then it was June who asked for me to continue writing for the games. And again, going back, and I'm trying to answer this question the best I can. I didn't really understand what I was doing entirely, and sometimes that's a good thing, because if you're afraid, like I was saying, if you're fearful, then you won't do anything because you're just fearful. So you can't be afraid to do something that you don't understand or know. And I didn't understand the gaming. I didn't come from a gaming world. And so I just, it was June saying that my voice should be in these games when I sing. And I went with it, you guys. I said, okay, what's next? And that's how it just continued from there. So there wasn't like this big plan. It just kind of happened, which is really cool. And then I'll never forget, we did an event in Tokyo, and it was for the Tokyo Game Show event, and we played Live and Learn. And I'll never forget, and at that point, I didn't know that the song was that popular. And when I saw the entire audience just bouncing up and down and the screaming, I scratched my head. I said, oh, wow, this is a little bit more than I thought it was. And here we are today. So, yeah, it just kind of morphed into the next game, the next song, the next song, the next song, and just here we are. That's it. That's how I started with it.
Do you have time to answer a couple more here?
I've got a few minutes, yes.
Okay. My buddy Justin actually asked a really good question. Are there any songs that you wrote or sang for that are your personal favorite? You know, maybe Crush 40, Hardline, like anything that you've touched.
Cool question, Justin. Yeah. Yeah, there's always those special songs. So I can tell you that number one song that pops into my head is a Hardline song off of my very, very first album, again, 1992. It's called In the Hands of Time. And the reason I love that song, it's powerful. You guys should pull it up sometime and listen to it, In the Hands of Time, because it's about it's about staring at an empty page. And you have to think about, I mean, you're a musician, you can understand this. Sometimes you stare at an empty page and you just really hope that the lyrics pour out and that the song is great. And then once it becomes something, it's like mixing up all these ingredients to make this like awesome cake, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then once you bake the cake, are you grateful for it? So that song is all about like the period of my life, like staring at an empty page. Some of the lyrics are staring at an empty page. Will it come to me? And will I take it for granted when the trying is all said and done? Like after I've gone through everything, will I take it for granted? And will the lights always shine on me? Because that was always my fear. Talk about being fearful is, it's never been about the money for me and all the toys. And you look, I've had all the fancy cars and all that kind of, rock and roll stuff. But for me, it's about making sure that I'm present and available for everyone, that I'm, that I'm known. That was like my biggest fear. Like if everything were to fade away, would people forget who I am? You know what I mean? That was my fear, because I always want to be there for everyone. But anyway, In the Hands of Time, that is my number one favorite song out of any album I've done.
All right.
Nice.
Last question. My friend Crossy asked, how did it feel to return to do the theme song of Team Sonic Racing?
It was awesome. You know what? I was getting to the point where I'm like, oh my God, does anyone need Crush 40 anymore? That fear was setting in. And so, yeah, that was just an amazing email to get. And then I actually, I flew to Japan to work in the studio there. So again, it was great to be with June to work on that tune. And we literally went into the studio and he was playing me some of the music, that he was kind of had the idea for. And then I just start writing right away, because I can sometimes when I hear music, just puts the lyrics in my head and I hear the melody. So that was a great thrill to be sort of what we say re-engaged again, in the back in the game scene. So I hope we can do more.
Yeah, same here.
Thank you.
But anyways, I guess you have to go now, right?
I got to run. I'm sorry, because so it's 12 o'clock here, and I've got interview after interview after interview. I'm so grateful that people want to talk to me, and I'm grateful for you guys. And thanks for spending some time with me, and all the listeners. Thank you guys for your endless support for Crush 40 and all the other things that I do. And without you guys, I am nothing. I am nothing without you. So I love you guys dearly, and I wish everybody well, and maybe you'll get to see that Crush 40 theater tour.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be amazing. And of course, since there's so much we could talk about, we're definitely going to have to do a follow-up interview for sure.
Absolutely, man. We will do that for sure.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Take care, you guys. Be well. Too. Be safe, and we'll talk again soon.
All right, man. Have a good one.
You too.
Thank you. Take care, you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, that was definitely something, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, I just took a leap of faith, and, it worked out great. I mean, I wasn't going to make it all about Sonic, but, it's just, that's just how it was. I didn't want to be the typical interviewer or to be like, So, how did you record this Hardline album? Like, how long did it take you to write the songs? No, I wanted to make it flow like a conversation.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, I'm not a journalist. I don't consider myself a journalist. I'm just a fan that is lucky enough to be able to do what I'm able to do. And like what he said in there is that, he's thankful for everything that has happened in his life and thankful for all his fans, obviously me and obviously us. And I'm thankful for the fact that I have all of you guys and I have the platform to be able to do this sort of thing. And the big takeaway from this for sure is that he's passionate. Like, that's the one where I can say he's passionate. He's humbled, and he said that in the interview. So.
Oh yeah.
There definitely is going to be a follow-up interview. And you guys will know when that.
Don't know when yet.
And who knows, if I can, I might try to make it a live thing. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Nudge, nudge.
But yeah, with that said, I hope you all enjoyed. As always, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Hit that bell button, especially if you're new here. And make sure to click the bell icon to get all of our notifications. And of course, we're still looking for voice actors for our Project Archie, but that's not what this video is about. I'm not going to plug that as hard in this video. So I hope you guys enjoy this interview, and have a great one, guys.